So before we jump into today's haul, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Dee from the Thrill of the Thrift who thought of me when she was at this estate sale. I guess it was the video where she said that this person must have sold Avon for many years and she had so many different decanters. And she thought of me with two of them. Now, you all know I'm not usually a fan of the Avon decanters because they're not worth hardly anything. But for me, I like the nautical ones. Like this swordfish one is totally cool. And it originally held Wild Country aftershave. So I just think that that's really, really cool. I love the color of it. It's kind of like a smoky blue color. And then this one still has some bath beads in it that look like pearls. So I thought that was really cool, and the color is right on point with me too. So if I see these nautical Avon bottles and I don't have them, I most likely will probably end up picking them up. I have contemplated picking up the swordfish, and then Dee just went ahead and sent it to me. So Dee, thank you very much. I will definitely be putting these on display when I get the room for them. And yeah, so now we can jump into the haul. So we are going a little out of order in this haul today. I have about 4 pieces that are my top favorite finds from this haul specifically. So I want to save those for the end. So let's go ahead and we'll talk about the smaller items here. Now some of these items you can find in my eBay shop. Hopefully I'll have them listed by the time you all see this video and that I upload it. And other things are going to be put in a live sale whenever I do that. I have been acquiring quite a bit for that, just to be prepared for when I am able to do another one. So I don't even really know where to begin. There's so much on this tray. I guess we'll start off with this here. I paid $1.50 for this paperweight. And why I picked it up, you may ask, is that mark right there. It says Fenton on it. Now, that's not really anything special because I did look it up and it's not going for a lot of money, so he will be going into a live sale. As far as I know, there are no cracks or chips on it. I felt all around just to make sure. Even his little beak is in good shape, so I think he is going to do pretty darn well and somebody will scoop him right up. These were really cool, and these were the only thing I picked up at the one charity thrift store in town that day. Now, this stuff has probably been sitting for about a month. Like I said, going back to work, you know, getting things listed and just trying to stay on top of things is getting harder and harder, especially because I'm doing so many hours. And I'm sorry if you guys are sick of hearing me say I'm doing a lot of hours, but that's just the reality of things. So these were really, really cool. These are some chalkware fish. They are black and gold. Which one of them has the price? Not you. You'd think I'd be able to tell. Of course, the top one. So I only paid $1 for the 3 of these. I was thinking these would look great in a bathroom, or maybe if I possibly hang them up on the wall. Now, if you all remember watching me way back when I was still living in Gaithersburg, I messed up the walls in my bedroom pretty bad because I was constantly rotating things and just I wanted to display pretty much everything that I had. Unfortunately, that was a bad idea because I did a lot of damage. Here, I'm very, very particular about what I put up on the walls. I have my one gray shelf where I can display all my vintage trinkets that I want to. Eventually, I want to get some of my posters and stuff up, but I want to make sure that I'm not putting too much up and creating a lot of holes and damage to the wall. So that's that. Eventually, I want to do a room tour for you all, but right now, my room is a disaster, and I just have not had the time nor the energy to clean it. I mean, I could have stayed home today, but I decided to go thrifting. Always my excuse. Instead of cleaning, go thrifting. Instead of listing things, go thrifting. It's the unfortunate reality. So these were really, really cute. It was $2.50 for the set. It's a cream and sugar. It's like a brownish yellow color. This one was $1.50 and this was $1, the sugar set, or the sugar bowl with a very loose lid. Paint is coming off. I haven't checked it for cracks or chips. I'll be sure to do that before I put them in the live sale. I can understand why somebody donated this. because they wanted $18 for the set and they couldn't sell them. Wonder why. This was really interesting. I got this at a charity thrift shop. It was half off. Yellow tags were that day. It's a coffee bean, and it's a little saucer. And he's wearing one of those, like, French artist's hats. Forgive me, I don't know what that's called. If I remember, I'll link it right here. So it's for Delta Airlines, and it's Porcelanas Costa Verde, Portugal for Delta Airlines. I did try looking this up in the store, and I couldn't find anything on it. I don't know if it's valuable or if it's just a mass-produced piece of dishware, but I thought for 50 cents it was worth taking a shot in the dark because 50 cents is 50 cents. So even if I make only a few dollars, if I put in a sale and don't make too much on it, I'm not out a lot of money. This kind of reminded me of Michelle from Comfy Cozy Living because she likes, what is the style that she likes? It's called boho. It's an ashtray and it's got a butterfly in it, but you could use these for so many different things. Like if you're not a smoker, you could put coins in here. You can throw just pretty much anything that you have that's loose in your pockets. Now it does have a chippy whippy on it, but that's all right. I thought for $1, this will go right into a live sale and somebody, it won't be a terrible, you know, upcharge, but I think somebody will definitely like this. As something falls over. So I took the tag off of this because the box was a little messed up. It's a bonbon caddy. It was $1.99 and it had been sitting there for quite a while. This is what it looks like. Personally, I would use this for like nuts and berries. If I was like serving or hosting a party, something like that. Not going for a whole lot of money on eBay, but I did like the look of it. It's very 60s, 70s. Possibly another live sale item if I don't keep it. Tarnished Treasures is a big fan of Whitman items, and when I saw these flashcards, I knew I had to grab them for her. I have a small box of items to send to her, and I'm trying to keep it at a minimum of just a smaller box because it won't be delivered right to her house. That last box that I sent her weighed 28 pounds, and it was heavy as can be. So if I have just a smaller box, it can go right to her doorstep, and she will be pleasantly surprised to see what's in there. These were $1.50 each, and as you can see, they were checked by a volunteer, so I'm sure all the contents are here. So I hope that she likes these. Now this, I wish I would have found a mate to, because I think this is Fiesta. I love that aqua turquoise color. It was only 99 cents, and I just went ahead and picked it up because if I find the mate to it, that would make a great little display. I have a little rack that I bought at a vendor mall. Giving me heart palpitations with everything clacking and falling. Anyway, I have a little rack display thing that I bought at a vendor mall a while ago from a booth that was closing down, and everything was like $1 or less. So I got it for like 50 cents, and it would make the greatest display for vintage salt and pepper shakers. I mean, I kid you not, had there been 2 of them, I would have bought them. So yeah, I might just add that to the shelf for now, or to the hoard of stuff that I have downstairs, but we'll see what happens. So this vase caught my eye. I thought it was really cool. I like the shiny blue color. It was only 50 cents. It's probably from the 60s or 70s, just judging by the look of it. But yeah, I thought 50 cents was a great price, and I don't know if it's Viking glass or stretched glass. I couldn't tell you. But I just like the color of it. And if I don't decide to keep it, I'll put it in a live sale. Okay, what else do we have? So we have this tiki glass here. This is a heavy-duty glass. This is, it says Tiki Leilani on it. It was $1.50. Most likely it was made in Japan. And it's not cracked. Did you guys hear that clean flick? Yeah, so that's definitely going to go on eBay. It's probably only worth about $10, $12, but These glasses, especially the ones that say Orchids of Hawaii, Japan on them, are very collectible. I mean, I've had luck selling them and getting them for, like, next to nothing. So I visited, this is the same thrift shop that I got the Whitman playing cards from. They had a whole set, let me adjust the camera here so you guys can see these better. They had a whole bunch of the Pyrex, like this green and gold trimmed set. They had like teacups and saucers for I think like, I don't remember how much they were asking for them. This thrift store can be a little pricey on some of their things, but they do have nice stuff, so it's completely understandable why. So I did pay $7 for the set of these. I mean, I would have bought that had that been at an antique shop or at another thrift store, because I think just for the two of these, and the fact that this has the lid, I think I should have no problem getting $40 to $45 just for these two pieces here. That's why I only grabbed the creamer and the sugar. So again, if you are interested in these items, the link to my eBay shop is down below, so hopefully these will be up by the time you see this video and that I have it uploaded. So this guy was really cute, and I know that a lot of people like their vintage planters. This one is of a doggy. I don't know exactly what kind of dog it is, but it's very cute. It does have a Made in Japan sticker. Underneath some masking tape. If I peel that off, the Made in Japan sticker comes off with it. So no cracks or chips on it. And I think this is going to do very, very well in a live sale. So this next piece is from 1984. And normally I wouldn't snatch things up that are from the 80s, but sometimes 80s things are pretty cool looking and snazzy. But this was, oh god, I bought that doggy planter I just shared with you, a cat, and then this, and then a small piece of jewelry for $3.45. Oh, and I got that vase too, so I got really good deal on all this stuff. So this just looks like one of the old school Tupperware pitchers. I just thought that would look great in my junk jar, so that's where this is going to go. Now this is not old at all. This is just a vintage cameo, and Treasured Vintage always told me that if this was a real cameo, it would be cold to the touch. I do know that in the 60s and 70s, they did a lot of reissuing of the cameos. This one is in a starburst design with the rhinestones. It's just a pin. I thought that would be great for a junk jar because it is mid-century. And yeah, I mean, I paid next to nothing for it, so why not, right? Oh no, I didn't get this. This is the cat I was telling you all about. This didn't come from the same shop. This is from a different thrift store in town. But yeah, $1, no markings on it, but it's definitely older, probably Japan. Got a little bit of paint loss there, but that's not too much of a problem, I don't think. So I think somebody will really like that. He's very fluffy, even though he's not soft. I got some squirrel salt and pepper shakers for $3. Both have their stoppers. They are marked, I thought they were marked Japan. Oh, there's a marking right there. So these are Japan. Very cute, very pudgy little squirrels. I think those will do really well on a live sale. Now forgive me, Chapter 2 Vintage Co. I know you don't like your frogs, but I found this Florida, I don't know if it's a scrubby keeper, or if you could just put like a small little brush in there, like hold your toothbrushes or something in the bathroom. No markings on it to indicate where it was made. It could have been one of those souvenir pieces that somebody made like out of arts and crafts or something. Pay 50 cents for that. That'll probably just go in a live sale, unless I find out it's worth more on eBay. Running with the frog theme, I found this bank for 50 cents. He looks like he's about ready to go to the pool, which unfortunately a lot of us are not going to be able to do this summer. But hey, we can all dream, right? He's cute. I think he may be a hand-painted piece, or maybe I'm wrong. Sure, somebody will want that. So this is very cool. I love finding fragrances, vintage or modern day fragrances, because you can pay next to nothing for these and make big money. I did that with that Tova perfume, if you remember, from my one flea market haul. I paid $1 for that stuff and I sold it for over $200. So that was a really good score. Out in the country here, we don't get a lot of designer stuff. I mean, we get Michael Kors and Ralph Lauren and, you know, a little bit of like Versace and things like that, but we don't get like Gucci and Louis Vuitton and any of those kinds of names. We just don't get that out here because, you know, nobody out here is really willing to spend that kind of money on it. We're very working class. Somebody told me once that Michael Kors was like designers for poor people. That's what somebody called it. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, that's just what somebody told me. Anyway, back to the items here. This is a Samsara Guerlain Paris Eau de Toilette. It's definitely a woman's perfume. It was $1.50, and this amount, and I think it's only like, I don't even know, like 20% used or 20%, 80% full with 20% of it being used. This is still worth about $30, so that's what I'll be listing it for. Now this I'm really torn over because you all know I've been looking for this stuff for a long time. That one thrift store in town had a bottle of Avon Skin So Soft, and let me tell you, this stuff ain't stinky. It smells really good. Now I only paid $1 for this bottle, and this is actually from 1991, so it's an older bottle of Skin So Soft. Unfortunately, the dummy the dummy inside me said take off the seal so you can smell it, because I wanted to see what it really smelled like, and it does smell good. So it's still considered new and full, it just doesn't have the foil seal. I looked this up just out of curiosity because I was going to keep this and use it for myself if I wanted to, and it sells for pretty decent money on eBay, so I'm a little torn there as to what to do. Because finding the modern day stuff is a little tricky. The vendor malls that I visit don't really have it, and if they do, they're asking a little bit more than I'm willing to pay for it. So let me hear your input in the comments below about what you think I should do. Should I sell it, or do you think I should keep it and use it, considering I've wanted it for quite a while? Alright, we're getting to the nitty-gritty here before I share with you all my favorite finds from this trip. I found bags of different animals. This one cost me $1.50, and it's full of turtles. Probably bone china, Japan. I won't take them out because you guys can see them, because that'll just take forever to share each one, but you get the picture. Turtles. We've got more froggies. These will probably end up in a live sale. And these ones were also $1.50 for the bag. We've got these horses, which I will probably just end up sending to Tarnished Treasures to craft with. I think she can do some pretty good things with those. I got this mishmash of frog pieces. It was $1 for the 3, so 33 cents a piece basically. There's a one that says Fine Bone China Japan, and this one looks like it's a souvenir piece made out of shells. This one is white, and it has either hearts or polka dots all over it with no markings on the bottom. I like these mice. Again, it was 33 cents each. I don't know if these would be great for Christmas time or what, but they are marked Bone China Japan. But they're really cute. I might put those in my junk jar. Now these are my favorites, I think, and that's why I decided to share them last. It was $2.50. They look like the Sears and Roebuck frog, and I just recently found out that he has a name, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. I'll link it here once I upload and edit the video. But yeah, I really like these guys. They're playing instruments, they're just hanging out, and they're made in Japan. I just think they are very fun, and when I saw them, I knew exactly what they were, and yeah, if they are worth something, I might sell them. If not, I'll keep them for myself, and I'll put them in a bathroom or something. Okay, so the last two things I'd like to share with you all before we get to my favorite finds for this haul are these two bowls here. Now, I know a lot of people do like the shabby chic, you know, boho, shabby chic kind of look. So I paid $1 each for these. They are these made in Germany. They are marked RS, so could that be Royal Stafford or like Royal Staffordshire something? Like I said, I don't know. If I figure it out, I'll link it in the comments or in the video. But they're these really nice, I think these are berry bowls, if you ask me. Just judging by the look of them. Let me focus so you guys can see the image better. But yeah, I mean, I know that a lot of people out there like this kind of style, at least those who watch me. So I thought these would be great to add to the live sale. And I only spent $2, so if I sell them for $12, $14, that's still a pretty good profit. So let me show you guys the mark here. Like I said, I don't know much about that. Again, I'll probably be doing my research, and then I'll upload what that means, that marking, when I edit this video. But yeah, I thought that was really neat, and I know that, like I said, a lot of people do like this kind of style, so I figured for $2 I would go ahead and take the chance. So now we can check out my favorite things that I bought from this haul. Before I talk about this piece, I want to say that I really took a shot in the dark with this because I really don't know anything about Carnival Glass, so just a little bit of viewer discretion here. I'm not an expert on Carnival Glass. I don't know anything about it, but something told me to go ahead and take this piece. Now, at the flea market, that was a really bad sound. I saw some other vases that looked similar to this, and to me they looked newer and more modern. And when I say more modern, I mean more like the 70s and the 80s when Carnival Glass was reissued. And I'll show you why, and at least according to my dad also, who is not a Carnival Glass expert either, but yeah. So let's get to it. So they did have this marked. This came from the thrift store where I bought the Pyrex, cream and sugar, and the flashcards. They did have this up front with all their vintage stuff marked at $12.50. I still thought that that was very, very fair, especially, you know, considering me taking a chance with it. But the reason that something told me to buy it was because there are bubbles in the glass. Like, you've got a bubble here, and there is a bubble right there. And with the pieces that I saw at the flea market, I did not see any bubbles in the glass. So that, to me, you know, after having this piece for a while and then seeing other vases that were like it, and they didn't have any bubbles in the glass, kind of gave me hope that I made a good choice. But like I said, I am no Carnival Glass expert. I just think it would be really cool to say, hey, you know, you own an authentic piece of Carnival Glass from about 100 years ago. So, and I know that Carnival Glass, you know, the market has really tanked for this stuff over the years, but just to say that I own a piece of it and I didn't pay much for it, if it is truly old, makes me feel good. So yeah, it's kind of got ruffled on the edges and it's a little pointed, but I thought that was kind of neat. And I did do a little bit of research just to see in the store if it was vintage, but like I said, it was a shot in the dark. I took a chance, and if all else fails, I'll just be able to pay for it. And if it's not true vintage Carnival Glass, it'll go on a sale. So I got this really awesome piece at the vendor mall where my dad used to have a booth. I did pay up for this. I paid $10.50. I know that for a vendor mall, I thought that was very, very fair considering that this is a very popular pattern. This is called Amish butter print. It's got some issues. I haven't cleaned it up just yet. It's been sitting in the paper since I bought it. Unfortunately, I've gone to this place and I've gone to the other vendor mall that's right around the corner. And unfortunately, they're not taking people right now, which is a little bit of a kick to where it hurts, but I mean, it is what it is, you know, with everything that's going on right now, COVID, the pandemic, people are out of work looking for work. This might just be a sign that I need to try to go out on my own, and then if I really, 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 really am hurting to make it, I can always try applying there again, or I could just try some of the other places in town. But I'm still trying to get away from my corporate job, as you all know. And the pandemic really made me think about that. But yeah, anyway, back to something that's a little bit more cheerful and happy. Look at the condition of this. Now, there are some markings on it, and I think Barkeeper's Friend will probably take it off. But it's in really good condition. I mean, the color is very bright and vibrant. I did pass on some at the market it wasn't last week or this weekend, it was the weekend before. And I mean, I don't know, he was only asking $10 for the 2 bowls, so I paid $10.50 for the one. I can't remember why I decided I didn't want to get it. I think I was in that mode of really being picky because I just wasn't finding much. But this is the really large one. This is the 4-quart. Yeah, this is the 4-quart bowl. Like I said, there's like markings on it like this, which I will try to attempt to take off with Barkeeper's Friend, and I think it will do okay. So we'll see what happens. I just don't want to ruin the paint. And no, I will not be putting this in the dishwasher. So I thought this was really, really cool. And if you follow me on Instagram, you would have already seen this. It's an original Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, Joan Crawford Technicolor movie entitled Torch Song. It stars Michael Wilding, who I think he was married to Liz at this time. Yeah, I think he was at the time that this movie came out, or they were engaged to be married or whatever. But yeah, you get the point. So it stars Michael Wilding and Gig Young and Marjorie Rambeau. And the reason I knew this was original is because right there it says, let's see if I can zoom in on it, because the matting is kind of messing with it. So it says copyright 1953, Lowe's Incorporated, and this is property of the National Screen Service Corp, licensed for display only in connection with the movie houses or something like that. Now, I did take it out of the frame and look at it just to see if it really was authentic, and it is. Unfortunately, it has been taped to the matting, so I don't want to mess with it because it is about 67 years old. So I'm just going to leave it in the frame as is, or I'll probably just get a different frame for it because this one's a little beat up, but it was definitely worth the $8. If any of you all have heard of this movie, let me know in the comments below. So that's all I have for you today. Be sure and give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to know when new videos are posted. All of the links to my social media accounts via Instagram are down below as well, where you will see pictures of items to come in future haul videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye guys!